Good day, everyone. Welcome back to our subject personal finance. We are now in module 5, which is about vehicle and other major purchases. There are four topics under this module. First is do your homework, then use comparison shopping to find the best buy, then negotiate effectively and decide at home, and then the last topic is evaluate your decision. First, let us know what planned buying is. Planned buying entails thinking about the details of a purchase from the initial desire to buy up to your satisfaction after the purchase. You should use planned buying principles anytime, but they are especially important when you are buying a car or making other big ticket purchases during difficult economic times. There are 7 steps in planned buying. Okay, the steps are illustrated in figure 8.1, wherein steps 1, 2, and 3 occur before you interact with sellers. This includes determining your needs and wants as step 1, then performing pre-shopping research as step 2, and then the step 3 is fitting your purchase into your budget. And then we have the comparison shopping and other interactions with sellers. These comprise the fourth step in the buying process. Then step 5 and 6, negotiating and making the decision, follow. And then the seventh and the final step, which is the evaluation of the decision, is taken after making the purchase. Okay. After studying this module, you will be able to understand enough about the planned buying process to save money when buying expensive goods while still meeting your needs and many of your wants. The first topic is do your homework. Okay, so let's look now at the first 3 steps. These 3 steps should occur before you actually interact with sellers. They are, in a sense, the homework you do when preparing to buy. So the first step is prioritizing wants. The question here is, what do you really want? We have what we call the need. So need is the item thought to be necessary. And then we have what we call as want. Want is item not necessary but desired. So in truth, very few needs exist. Yet in everyday language, people talk often of needing certain things. Okay? So in the planned buying process, it is best to avoid such thinking because once something is called a need, it may no longer be open to careful consideration. Instead, you should consider all purchase options to be wants. Of course, some wants are very important. The most important can be determined by prioritizing your wants. Okay? This approach allows for careful consideration of the benefits and costs of the options available. So cost should include opportunity cost. So we have discussed what opportunity cost is in our last module. So opportunity cost is measured by some other goal or want that will become less attainable if a given want is satisfied. So for example, in buying a car, with a retractable sunroof might mean that you cannot afford to purchase one with a remote start feature. Setting priorities also becomes more difficult when a decision is complex, such as if you are deciding whether to buy a car or to buy a home. Let me give you an example. So consider Sharon Wilson. So Sharon Wilson is an office staff in Makati. So she has been late to work several times in the past few months because of her 10-year-old car. So her 10-year-old car has been having mechanical problems. Sharon wants to avoid being late, but how? Okay, should she buy a new car, a used car, lease a new car, repair her current car, or take the bus to work? So after considering these options, Sharon decided to buy a new car. Now, she must determine which features are of high or low priority. So Sharon developed this worksheet. Okay, this worksheet makes it easier for her to formalize her wants and helps her decide on the right car for her. So Sharon identified all the automobile feature like the adjustable steering column, side impact airbags, up to detective terrain system. So she identified her priority level for each features. Okay, so you can see here that her most priority is the radio, the automatic transmission, rear window defroster, and then the least of priority are this one, the adjustable steering column, active sunroof, and four-wheel drive and the CD player. Okay, so that's how you identify what you really want. And then number two step is the pre-shopping research to become an expert. Okay, so smart shoppers learn as much as they can about a product or service before buying. So this process starts with the pre-shopping research or the gathering of information before actually beginning to interact with sellers. Now, how can you gather information about the product? So you can gather information from manufacturers, from the sellers, from the service providers. Okay, all important sources can be an important sources of information about products and services during pre-shopping research. You can also consider your friends and internet, okay, as sources of those information. So if you know someone who drives a car, you're considering ask the person's opinion of it. Okay. And then we have the third step, which is fitting your budget. The first question here is, what price should you expect to pay? So advertising is the source of information, price information over the internet. Okay. So this situation differs for big ticket items or major purchases. While the prices of furniture, appliances, and vehicles may be advertised, that price is rarely the lowest price you can expect to pay. This is because sellers typically have the authority to negotiate an even lower price if necessary just to make a sale. So you can really bargain for a deal during sluggish economic times. Buyers should have a very good idea what price to expect to pay before going out to shop. Otherwise, you risk negotiating a price higher than necessary. So a key price of information for vehicles is manufacturer suggested retail price or the MSRP. It is named because it is simply the suggested initial asking price. So on new cars or automobiles, the MSRP called the sticker price. This sticker price appears on the window sticker in the vehicle. Okay, and we also have what we call as the dealer sticker price. It includes additional charges tacked on by the dealer. So many of these are nothing more than attempts to generate additional revenue. This is an example of a sticker price that you can see in the window of the vehicle. The base price here, you can see here the MSRP or the manufacturer suggested retail price. The price information right here. We have the base price as 25,170. Total options 450. Okay, so these total options are the other features, okay, of the vehicle. 450. Ito yan, yung optional equipment like the wheel 155, the reverse part is 295. Total options are 450. And then we have the destination and the delivery at 825. Okay. So you should so the sticker price should in no way be seen as the price that needs to be paid for a new vehicle. Okay? It should be viewed as a starting point for negotiation. So you should view this price as a starting point for negotiation. Smart buyers can research on the average retail and wholesale prices on new and used vehicles, okay, by visiting the websites Kelly, Blue Book, but most of the um, prices there are for US. So you can also search over the internet of the prices of the car that you want. Okay. And then the next question here is, what is a fair interest rate? So major purchases are often bought on credit. So minsan lang yung nagka-cash. So you should first obtain multiple quotes from banks. So ask your bank for a loan approval before you visit sellers. Okay, so loan pre-approval is an oral commitment from a bank agreeing to furnish credit for a purchase. It lets buyer know how much they can borrow and at what interest rate. Okay, so ask first for a quotation of how much interest rate the bank will give you before visiting the sellers or the dealer of the car. Okay, then next is, can I afford it? This is the next question. So when considering a big ticket item, everyone wonders this question. An unaffordable cash purchase can wreck your budget for 1 or 2 months. So the negative effects for an ill-advised credit purchase, however, may last for years. So to see how this process works with the purchase of a car, consider again the case of Sharon Wilson. So si Sharon Wilson yung example ko kanina dito sa prioritizing wants. Di ba siya yung nahirapan mag-decide on what to purchase, either a car or a home. So napili niya yung car. And nag-decide siya ngayon kung ano ba yung car na bibili niya. Brand new? Is it a brand new car? A used car? Or mag-lease na lang ba siya ng car? Papa-repair na ba yung luma niyang car? And then, yung napili niya is to buy a new car. Okay? So now, let's analyze how she will fit in this budget. Okay? The new car. So I have here an illustration. Okay? So how Sharon Wilson might fit a new car into her budget. So si Sharon Wilson, she estimates the base sticker price of the car she wants will be about $16,000. So itong $16,000 na to, this includes her highest priority wants, meaning ito, kasama na sa 16,000 estimate niya yung kanyang highest priority wants, which are this one. Lahat ng nasa number 1 priority. Okay? Like the FM radio, automatic transmission, keyless locking system, and the rest. Okay? And then, the lower priority ones. So, these are the options. This consists of this one, the 4. The lower priority ones, nandito siya sa number 2. We have the side impact airbags as 700. And then the air conditioning is also 700. The anti-lock brakes are 600. And then the cruise control as 300. So total of these options are 2,300. And then considering the sales tax and title registration, the cost is 1,200. So the total estimated amount is $19,500. Okay. Then how will Sharon pay for this amount if she will buy a new car? So she can use her savings as down payment. So meron siyang 2,500 as down payment, and then Sharon has her old car. So she can trade in her old car uh, for $2,000. And then the remaining amount dito, so 19,500 minus the trade-in and the down payment, she still needs $15,000. So ito yung pwede niyang um, loan, or she can borrow this amount, the 15,000. And then the actual price she will pay for the car will depend on her ability to negotiate the final price down from the sticker price. Okay? So based from, so this 15,000 is not the final amount that he can borrow. Okay? Because this amount can still change based on how she can negotiate for the price. So based on the pre-shopping research, invoice price will be about 12% less than the sticker price. Okay. So if the sticker price is so invoice price will be about 12% less than the sticker price, giving her some bargaining room. So for example, Sharon might negotiate the price of the car down by 10%. So she can negotiate the price of the car down by 10%. So what is the 10% of the 19,500? Okay, so the 10% of 19,500 is 17,550. Okay, so instead of paying this amount, the 19,500, because of what we call as negotiation, so I will be going to discuss this one later on. So from 12% discount from based on her pre-shopping, naging 10%. Nagawa niya yung bargaining as 10% na lang. So yung amount na lang is 17,550. So the monthly payment that Sharon must fit into her budget will depend on 5 factors. So ano ba yung magiging basis ni Sharon dun sa magiging monthly payment niya? Okay? So there are 5 factors. We have number 1, the price she actually pays for the car. Then the down payment she makes, time period of payback of the loan, amount she received in trade for her old car, and last is the interest rate on the loan. So for illustration, you will choose a down payment of 2,500. Okay? Actually, ito na yung estimate niya dito. Okay? So down payment is 2,500, and then the trade-in of old car is 2,000. So, di ba, yung amount na lang, estimated amount is 17,550 because of the 10% discount. So, ang possible amount of loan na lang niya is 13,050 instead of this one, the 15,000. Okay? 13,050. So, for example, nakakuha siya ng for example, if she obtains a loan with an 8% APR for a 48-month time period, or this is 4 years, okay? So, estimated monthly payment is $318. Okay? So, ito yung babayaran niya monthly. So, paano niya to i-fit in dun sa existing budget ni Sharon? Okay? So let's take a look at this one. Ayan. So putting a vehicle payment into a monthly budget. So this is the prior budget or the existing budget of Sharon Wilson. So meron siyang food, clothing, and hanggang miscellaneous. So the total monthly budget is $1,765. So in order for the $318 monthly payment to fit in here, kailangan niyang mag-cut back. Okay? So ito yung possible cutbacks na pwedeng gawin ni Sharon. Okay? So she could cut food expenditures. So $30 per month. Spend less on clothing. Okay? So less $50. $50 also for vehicle maintenance and repairs. Okay? And so on. So yung possible cutbacks niya are $270. And here is the new budget. Okay? But the car payment is $318. So since $270 lang yung na-cutback niya, meron siyang shortage na $48. Diba? So 318 minus 272. Kulang pa din siya ng $48 monthly. So, ano ba yung pwedeng gawin ni Sharon Wilson para magkasya yung kanyang budget? Okay? So, para mapunan yung kulang na $48. So, Sharon's alternatives are to make more cutbacks in her budget. So, the first alternative, magbawas pa dito. So, magdagdag siya dito. Okay? Meaning, bawasan niya pa yung prior budget niya. And then, second alternative, work overtime or get a part-time job. So, magdagdag ka ng additional source of income. Okay? And then, she could also reduce her payments by taking out a longer loan. So, di ba yung loan niya dito is good for 4 years? So, para lumiit itong 318, pwede niya itong dagdagan yung term, like gawin niyang 5 years or 6 years. Okay? So, Sharon should be worried about having to operate on such a tight budget for 5 years. However, Sharon will pay much more interest with a longer term loan. Okay? So, kapag kasi humaba yung term, of course, mas lalaki din yung interest na babayaran niya. Kahit liliit yung monthly amortization, but then doon siya matatalo ngayon sa interest. Okay? Or, the last alternative could be, she may want to consider a less expensive new car. So, pwede humanap na lang siya ng mas mura na car or used car na lang yung bilhin niya instead of a brand new car. Okay? So, that's how you fit your budget for your major purchase.